Okay, Margaret, this Sunday afternoon, and we're going to have a little chat about yourself, which we're talking about. It's all about you and when you was young and living in Burscough and all the Burscough people that you can remember, the shops, the village. And we'll just start off by, if you introduce yourself to the camera, and away we go. We'll start talking.
Hello, I'm Margaret Butler, Lawson as was, and I'm looking forward to this chat about when I was younger, if I can remember it.
We'll remember some things, we'll not remember other things. It's absolutely no problem whatsoever. And we'll start off that your early remembering is of where you was born. Now if you can go from there and tell people where you was born.
I was born in a little cottage opposite the junction station, Burscough Junction Station. And I went to school from that little cottage, and there was a teacher, Mrs. Martland, and she lived next door to me, to my mother, and so she took me to school once I'd started at 4. I was 4 when I started.
You was 4 years old when you started?
4 years old.
Oh, that's nice.
And she took me to school, to St John's School. And from there I can remember going into Mrs Martland's class and then into Mrs Armistead's class. That was in the secondary part of the school, and I can remember Mr Jones, one of the teachers, and he was called up to go into the army. And so with that, we had to get somebody else to take his place. So Mrs.
Oh, that's okay. Don't worry if you can't remember all the names. I can't.
They had a shop in Burscough, and oh dear. It was they had a shop in Burscough that made men's clothes.
Right. Sturgis's?
Yes.
Sturgis's.
That's right.
Right. So that was the actual men's tailors.
Men's tailors.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was.
And that's where Connie, their daughter,
Yep.
came from Liverpool to St John's School with the school that she was working in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And so she brought all that class to St John's School.
Now that would be in the war.
In the war.
Yeah, yeah. Because they shared St John's School with the Liverpool School.
That's right.
And they also shared the Methodists with the Liverpool School.
The Methodists was down our lane.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, yeah. And they shared the school as well with,
that's
with
right,
some Liverpool school children.
So with that, Mrs Sturgis, Miss Sturgis was it?
Yeah, it was Miss Sturgis.
Yeah. She was the one that looked after all these children that come from Liverpool.
From Liverpool, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who do you remember when you started school at St John's?
Yeah.
Who do you remember that was in your class and your time? Do you remember any school children? Any
Well,
of
there is a photograph of the one
yeah,
in there.
yeah,
I can name some of them.
yeah.
Just one or two, perhaps.
Just one or two.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Because that's the one that when I started school.
Yeah, really. We'll have a little look at this now, because I think it's very important that there's a possibility that we can glean a few names.
Now then, that...
Let's give you the book.
Yeah. Now that's me when I was 18 months old.
All right, yes.
That's me, that's Mrs Armistead. That was the teacher in the class that I was in.
And that was a walking day.
That was walking day.
Yeah.
That's a day when the three brothers, my dad and two uncles,
Right.
they two, we all went to Blackpool for holidays.
Right. Nice one. And this is the class.
Now this is the class that I started with my little bully.
Right.
And that's Barbara Draper. That's Eileen Eden. I can't think. Probably come to me eventually. But those two there
Yes.
were girls from soldiers that were down in the depot.
Stationed down the depot.
Stationed
right.
down the depot, and they came to school to my class.
Yeah.
And that's oh dear, I can't.
Oh, you're okay. You're all right. So, moving on a little bit from school time to just growing up a little bit, your memories of the village itself.
The village itself, I can always remember, had a veranda.
It was a wonderful thing, wasn't it?
It was over the shops.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to go under the veranda to wait for the bus
Yeah.
to go to Liverpool or Preston.
That's right. Yeah. Now, the shops that were under the veranda when you were younger.
One was Rushton's.
Rushton's.
And,
yeah. Right.
and then the one across the road was Irwin's.
That's right, in the middle of the village.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rushton's was virtually on the corner. Right, and then there was a chip shop. Was Littler's chip shop there then?
Oh,
Littler's
chip shop was on one corner.
Yeah.
And the other chip shop was on the other corner.
Down the other end,
yeah.
by the wharf.
Yeah.
The other shops you remember in the village, under the veranda in particular, there was Culshaw's vegetable.
Oh, the vegetable shop.
Yeah.
Now that had a box outside the shop with all the vegetables and that in.
All fresh.
That you could go and pick up what you want and take into the shop.
Yeah, that's lovely. And the shop in the middle used to be a newsagent's. Can you remember that at all?
Yes, I do remember it.
Harrison's.
There was a toffee shop.
That was newsagents and toffee.
And toffee shop.
Yeah, Harrison's.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
remember
right.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Irene Harrison's grandparents. Yep. And then it became Ford's at a later date.
Oh, isn't it not Ford? It wasn't Fords in those
No,
days.
it wasn't. No, it was, like we say, it was Harrison, the Harrison family.
No.
And the next one was a little greengrocer's, was it? Smith's?
Oh, that's right, Smith's.
Smith's, yeah.
Yes, that's jogged my memory.
Yeah,
Yes,
Smith's, because they were one of the first people to
yeah.
deliver to people's houses with the little van when they got one a few years later.
Yeah.
This Smith's shop was before the shop that everybody loves. Or loved
Oh, you
in the
could get
village.
everything from there.
You could, yeah.
And as you come out of school, my mother had given me a halfpenny to go and get me toffee.
A halfpenny to get your toffees. How many toffee would you get with a halfpenny?
You get beggar all now. Oh dear me. No, it's the halfpennies and pennies.
Yeah. And did you remember any of the other shops? There was one, a really good one on the corner of Orrell Lane and the village.
Well, that was fish and chips.
Opposite side, Eastwards.
Oh, well, there's another one as well.
Was there? I'm a bit younger than you, love. I'm a little bit younger than you. I'm 82, and my fish and chip shops that I remember
Was
were
one at one
Eastwood.
end and one at the other.
Eastwood at one end, almost by the gates of the wharf, and it was just like an ordinary house, where the front room was the chip shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was Littler's at the other
At
end.
the other end.
Yeah, yeah.
But then, Eastwood's, it was two brothers.
Two brothers, that's right. One was a shoe.
One had one shop and one had the other.
Right, okay. Now then, the other shop would be where Smith's Electrical is now,
That's right,
Yeah.
yes.
and that was the shoe repairers.
Shoe repairers.
Yeah, yeah. And it finished up. The son took it, Jimmy.
Yeah, he did.
Jimmy Eastwood took
Yeah.
it over, and his wife, and great shop, very good shop.
Oh, what does it? I remember my mother going into the people that had the men's shop,
Yeah, Sturgis.
Sturgis,
Yeah.
going in there and asking them to make me a hat and coat because I was so fat.
You wasn't. Never.
And she couldn't get me a coat to fit me. And Sturgis's made me a green hat and coat.
How nice. You're a very good tailor. You're very, very good
And a little
tailor.
hat, yeah. Oh, I can see that now.
Yeah, that's lovely. That is lovely, that. And what about over in the other corner, by the church gates? By the church
Oh, well, there
gates,
was
there's a little group of
that
shops there.
little shop that had cottons and buttons and
Nellie,
Nellie Riley's.
Nellie Riley's, that's the one. What a lovely shop that was.
Oh, you could get anything.
Yeah,
Anything.
go in and just look at all the bobbins and all the
I know.
colours. Anything you want.
Anything you wanted.
Yeah.
Pins, needles.
Yeah.
And it was a shop that you could go in and just chat.
Yeah.
And spend as much time as you wanted.
Oh, aye.
That was the beauty of it.
Even as a little lad, I used to go in there and get the silks,
Yeah,
because my Auntie Martha, she taught us how to sew
yeah.
and do bits and pieces.
and it's a card with every size of eyes in the needles.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. It was a brilliant shop, though.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was.
It was. And Nellie Riley's.
Yeah.
She had a great name.
She did. And she was a good seamstress as well.
Oh,
She could make beautiful
and she'd
clothes.
make you, if you said you wanted something,
Yeah,
she'd make it for you.
yeah.
She
Oh, yeah,
would.
Yeah. And what, any of the other shops in that corner that you remember? Was Bill Ashton's shop there then?
No,
No, he came later, didn't he?
he came.
And then what about the canal and the barges and the people?
The canal, that's where my dad used to spend most of his lifetime along the canal.
On the canal, yeah.
He used to, my dad used to work at the flour mill.
Ainsco's.
Ainsco's.
Yeah, okay.
And he, during the war, he was up on top of that square
Tower.
tower.
Yeah, the Walter Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the Blitz.
Ah.
And this is where my dad used to do his night watching.
He went up the tower and did his shift on the top.
That was his shift,
Oh.
yeah. And I used to go up there to take his dinner at night.
How lovely. How lovely. So you climbed up all the stairs to him?
I did,
Yeah.
every one of them.
Wow.
Yes. And he worked there all his life, really. But it was hard going. I used to go during the war. I used to go and my dad built a dugout in the garden.
Yeah.
And I used to take my mother down there, but I never stopped down there. I was up on the door of the dugout with my dad, watching all the flashes of the bombs going in Liverpool. Yeah. It's my boss, Mr. and Mrs. Gregson. My boss was Lord Mayor of Liverpool.
See?
Yes, Mr. Gregson. He had 18 months Lord Mayor of Liverpool, and I used to go. What happened during the war? This firm came to Burscough because it was bombed out.
The whole office came out of Liverpool.
All tower buildings came.
Yeah.
And so, of course, with that, I just started to work, and they asked me to be an office girl.
Yeah, right. What did the company do in Liverpool?
They were a shipping office.
Shipping office.
And they went to Calcutta, Baghdad, Delhi.
Yeah.
And I had to go to Mr. Gregson, my boss, and write all the letters to these different offices, because we had all offices in those areas, you see. And it was so interesting.
Oh yeah. How long did the company stay in Burscough?
Only until after the war.
And then they went back.
And then we went, I went home to my mum and I said, the office is going back to Liverpool next Monday. You're not going, you've never travelled to Liverpool. However, I was a bit late home that next Monday. And Mother says, "Where have you been?" I said, "Been to Liverpool to the office." I said, "Did I get a walloping?"
Just for going to work. Oh.
Oh dear, that wasn't very nice at all. My mother didn't agree, my dad went mad. However, they got over it because it was a very, very good shipping office. And and then of course my boss became Lord Mayor of Liverpool.
Oh, nice.
And that was a very interesting. I went into the town hall.
Yeah, right.
Oh, what an experience that was.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. I loved every minute. I used to go with my book and get me instructions from my boss. And the rooms in that place were absolutely
Gorgeous, aren't they?
the staircase.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful building.
Beautiful.
Mm.
It is.
Yeah. So how long did you stay with the company?
Until my son was born.
Oh, how nice, how lovely. So we'll track back a little bit. The war.
Oh yes, the war.
The war and Burscough.
I was working in Burscough at the office that had been evacuated.
Yeah, right.
And coming home, I had to go to Smarts College to learn short-hand typing. And so with that, I had to go straight from work to Southport College, and then I had to come home at 9 o'clock at night after I'd been to the college.
After you'd been to the college, yeah.
And of course, the bombs, the siren was going, so I had to run home in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
To get home, to go into the dugout.
Where was you living then?
6 Moss Lane.
6 Moss Lane. When did you move to Moss Lane?
I moved, my mum and dad was at the front, and then those little cottages. Then he moved to the back, and then my dad said he wanted to get one of Isherwood's houses.
Isherwood's houses. Now they built on
They
the
built on
right-hand
one
side,
side,
didn't they? Isherwood's,
and
yeah.
the
other side was another company altogether.
yes, on the other side.
Yeah. And the Isherwood's ones were on the side where Martlin's farm is.
Well, where Isherwood's houses.
Isherwood's house.
House is the first one, isn't it?
First
And still is Isherwood's.
Oh, well.
It's
That's
the
right on the
sons.
corner, right on the corner of...
It's the grandsons, I think, now. Yeah.
They're right on the corner of Warper's Moss. Now, your family moved there, and then...
My dad said he wanted one of Isherwood's houses, so we moved to 78 Moss Lane.
Okay.
And stayed there until I got married.
Wow, how nice, how nice. Now we'll just track back a little bit again to the beginning of the war, and they built an airfield here.
They go where?
They built an airfield here.
Oh,
Burscough,
yes.
HMS Ringtail.
It was beautiful.
Okay.
I had such a lot of lovely fleet air on
Fleet air arm. They were bonny lads, were they?
Oh dear me. I got many a good hiding.
Did you?
I did, for going out
Off
with
your
one.
mum and dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you enjoyed? There was a lot of male and female,
Not many females.
was there not?
No.
No, because they were stationed up opposite the Bull and Dog up
Yes,
Burscough Town.
that's right.
And the men were at the airfield itself and #1 camp.
That's right.
Did you ever go actually on the airfield?
Oh,
at all?
yes.
You did? Nice one.
Yes. And used to go watching the planes land.
Yeah, right.
And then I got copped.
Who copped you?
My dad.
Oh dear.
Well, first of all, it was my Uncle Bob, my dad's brother, went home and said to my dad, "Your Margaret's going out with one of those fellas off the air."
Oh dear. So that did not go down well.
It didn't go down well. No, not with me anyway. Oh dear me, it was a catastrophe. But however, it was an experience in itself.
Rolls life on very nicely.
You see, you've got to accept these things. They've kind of made that aerodrome, and then it was no use.
No, oh no, they just closed
It was
it.
no use.
It's gone.
So what do they do with it?
Close
Build
it.
houses.
Build houses on it, yeah. Which they're doing right now. Doing right now, so that'll be definitely all change from what you remembered of it.
That's it.
So yeah, yeah. Did you keep in touch with any of the personnel that were actually based there?
The only person we kept in touch with now then was an Italian prisoner.
Well. He went back to Italy and got married.
Got married, but he came back because they wanted to settle down. And they settled down in Rufford.
In Rufford?
Yeah. I don't know anything about them from then.
Possibly he went on to work on one of the farms down there.
I don't know.
Or had his
I
own
know
place.
that there was about 6 of the Italian prisoners.
Yeah.
And they all kind of married local
girls.
girls.
Yeah.
The Fleet Air Arm
Yeah.
was a good thing for the planes. I used to watch the planes landing.
So whereabouts did you go to sit and watch?
Down
Higgins Lane?
Higgins Lane.
Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, I used to watch them all landing there.
So you used to just go and sit underneath the flight path?
I used to go hiding behind the hedge.
Yeah. So after that, and that had calmed down a little bit, did you go out into Burscough at all, entertainment-wise for yourself?
Oh
Fun
yes, there was an
entertainment?
institute.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
The Working Men's Institute?
Yeah,
By the statue?
yeah.
Yes.
And we used to go dancing there every Saturday night.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? It was a good place.
Upstairs,
Yeah,
because downstairs was occupied.
yeah.
Yeah, Burton's
Along with the
yeah,
gentleman who used to
Oh, it
drive
was,
for Eastwoods.
oh,
He
that's
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
it.
Yeah. Who was that?
Can't remember.
No, all right. I would. I'm just trying to think who that was. That was John Yates's dad. Yates' name
Oh,
was.
that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, yeah, he was in the band as well.
He was one of the main ones.
Aye. He was in the band, and then the daughter was in the band as well.
Oh, she played the piano.
Yep, yep, she's living down Middle Lane.
Yeah,
Yeah, Nancy.
Nancy.
That's Nancy Burton,
Yeah, that's right.
as was.
Again.
Nancy Wells, as people will know her.
Burton's band was one of the best.
It was a very, very good band to dance to.
Certainly was. I've danced to it a few times.
Aye, aye. Oh, aye, there are plenty of places for us to go. Did you go into Southport at all for
No.
entertainment-wise?
No.
No Floral Hall?
Not until I was older, I married.
Uh-huh.
I went then to the Floral Hall quite a lot
Yeah.
because just before I got married, my friend and I, we used to have one or two people that they had was on the floor. Saw quite a few of the stars there.
Yeah, there was quite a lot came, wasn't there?
There was an awful
Quite a lot came.
Can't remember
There
now.
was some very good bands came there as well.
Bill Bailey.
What about the Garrick Theatre? Did you go to the Garrick Theatre?
Well, yes, I went to the Garrick, but it wasn't as popular.
No.
It wasn't as popular. No, I think really Ormskirk was overcome by Southport.
Yeah.
They Southport seemed to get the stars.
Yeah. Bigger town.
Yeah,
Bigger town.
and then we used to go to Southport, and we used to see the stars there. Can't think now who they were. And then we'd go to the back door
And wait.
and wait.
Yeah.
And then they'd let us in at the back door, and the big room there, and they'd put chairs all the way around, and the stars in the middle of it, and we all was able to shake hands with them. It's lovely.
And get their autographs. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was a brilliant time. It really was a brilliant time.
But Southport was good.
Lovely place then.
Floral Hall was. It was
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, well, the big new developments there now.
Oh well.
Big new developments.
Isn't it funny how they spoil things?
With the new developments?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, they needn't have done anything to it.
I think that's because our memories of these places, wherever they are the lovely things that we remember.
That's it.
And we don't want to lose them.
Don't want to.
And this is one reason that when Michael does these little films and chats, is that we kind of look for people's memories, the happy days and what it was like, and how much are the people missing
Yeah.
of the things we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were happy days?
Oh yes, yeah.
They were happy days.
Yeah.
Very happy.
And you go to see your friends at church now, don't you?
Oh, lovely church.
Yeah.
I was christened there, and I'm still going there.
Isn't it wonderful?
94 years after. Oh,
Hey, isn't it wonderful?
isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
There's not many people can say that.
Now, from what I can make, my recollections are that you must be the church elder now at St John's.
Well, they were saying at church a few weeks ago, I'm probably the one that's the eldest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I'm one of the eldest.
Yeah.
I was christened there, and now I'm still going there.
Yeah, isn't that lovely?
94 years old.
94
95 in June.
Which days do you go?
What?
Which days do you go to
To church?
church? Yeah.
Well, I've always gone to St John's.
Yes.
And then, you see, when I got married, I started going to Burscough.
Ah, right, okay. What a pity they ever closed
I
that.
loved Burscough.
Lovely little church.
Lovely little church.
Yeah.
And then, you see, I went to Crabtree then.
To Tin Shed.
And started going to Crabtree.
Yeah. The Tin Shed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a gorgeous place there.
Oh.
It's lovely when it's done up for Easter. And
When it's a special day.
yeah, yeah.
Don't they do it well?
It's absolutely fabulous.
Isn't it?
Mm.
And when it's the harvest and
Yeah.
things like that,
Yeah.
oh, it's beautiful.
Mm.
And you
It'd
see, they've got somebody running it,
Yeah.
but that's what they're short of now, to run these places,
Yeah.
because there's nobody can do it now.
No. Is that your meaning on that? Is it the actual people that are not there now to do it, or the vicar?
A little bit of everything, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What I think about Crabtree, they've got Anna Disley.
Yes. Yeah.
She's wonderful for them.
Mm.
They hadn't anybody like that at Burscough, you see.
Mm. It's a shame. It really is.
And so it never carried on.
No.
Where is it now? It's just a dialect.
So Burscough today, how do you find it? Burscough today, the traffic, people.
I like my
busy.
mission.
Yeah.
I love my mission when I can get to it.
Yeah. Right.
But of course I've great difficulty.
Aye.
But on the other hand, Anna's very good to me.
Yeah, that's nice.
And if there's anything special, she'll come for me, you know.
Oh, that's lovely.
But apart from that, and that's how my husband was. I mean, he loved his job. He
certainly did. My memories of him, seeing him driving the ambulance, seeing him around.
You saw that photograph of him?
Oh yeah, yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, I saw Alan the other week.
Uh-huh.
Alan that's on that photograph.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, he keeps in touch. A lot of memories there around that.
Oh yes, yes. Do you get into the village in the week at all now?
Derby Centre
Oh yes, yeah.
comes for me and takes me to the Derby Centre, which I thoroughly enjoy.
It's good, it's good.
This is why, you see, when I look back now and I think about all the houses, little cottages and that everybody used to enjoy.
Oh yes.
You see, where is it all going?
It's something else that I've completely forgotten to bring up. Your family, you went down Moss Lane and your dad opened his own little company.
Oh, down
I
Walker's Moss.
I forgot all about asking you this. Now then, if you can just reminisce for a second and then tell us what it was and what he used to do and what he used to then make, and also whereabouts was the little factory that he had.
My dad worked in Preston at a firelighter company, and he had a bit of an argument and started his own business.
Good.
So with that, my dad built a little hut down Warper's Moss.
Whereabouts was it down Warper's Moss?
As you go down Warper's Moss, there's houses on that side,
On the left.
and then you keep going until you come to a corner. And on that corner is where my dad built the the factory for the firelighters.
So that's quite a way before you get to the bridge.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you go past those houses,
Yeah,
Isherwood's houses,
right.
and keep going until you come to the corner.
Okay.
Now on that corner is where my dad built.
What was that on the left-hand side? On the
Yeah.
Moss Lane?
As you're going from Burscough,
Yeah, down Warper's.
on left-hand side.
On the left-hand side.
Yeah,
So it would possibly be round about where Billy Kiggins's little bungalow is now.
oh, past there.
Past there.
Past there,
Right.
yeah. Yeah,
So then, like,
because that's up just past all those houses, Isherwood's houses.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. And he developed his own way of making firelighters.
He started then and built his little place just on that corner.
Because he used to supply kindling sticks, firelighter sticks, didn't
Well, that was a sideline for him.
he? Before he started
Before
the
he
firelighters.
started, yeah.
Right, okay. Did you used to go down to the factory?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. My mum worked there. She used to work there
Mm-hmm.
because my dad wasn't well, so of course she used to. You see, our house down Moss Lane
Yeah.
was the field went right down to the factory. So she used to take a shortcut across the field.
Across the field. Yeah.
Yeah,
I might not be amazed, I might be annoyed.
No, I don't think so.
you can tell me off who you are. No, it'll be good. When it's just all put together, it's there then for generations to
Generation. Well,
And
this is
see.
it.
It's a snapshot in time. It's your memories, and it's you're going back now, like you say, to the 1920s,
94.
30s, and 40s.
94 years.
There's not many people who can do that now. So having those memories recorded is great for all the young children who will get to watch this eventually, and the future children. Will always be there to watch. So it's educational for them, and that's
What you're working on.
That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
It's recording all these memories just mainly for education, and again,
For the schools as much as anything.
it is, yeah, for the schools. I mean, they can watch them at home with the parents if they want to, but the schools have got access.
Yeah.
With them being on YouTube, everyone's got access to them, and if it helped paint a picture of what Burscough used to be like,
Yeah.
there's a record of it.
So your afternoon's not been wasted.
Oh, no chance.
Never wasted.
No.
It's the information, it's the memory, it's getting your personal memories, what you remember, because it's amazing just to hear about. For me, it's a history lesson. I didn't. Yourself and Alan both sort of lived in the 40s, 50s. It's a memory. It's not. It's before I was born. So, and a lot of people who will watch this, it's way before they were born, and especially the young children in school. It's another world to them. So
Yeah, but you see, that's what I used to be like.
yeah,
I mean, I was kind of living in the days when my dad was a young man.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think that like I'm kind of interested in what my dad was
Yeah.
a young man,
Yeah.
because my dad was in the First World War.
Yeah.
And he used to he went on horseback, trained at Latham Park,
Wow.
and then he went to France.